Our top story of the day, the alleged gang rape and forced conversion of a 20-year-old woman in Meerut that has created fresh tensions in an already sensitive area. 3 people have been arrested, but the main accused is still absconding. The incident, though, like much else in Uttar Pradesh, has also become hugely politicized and polarizing.
On her way to court, the 20-year-old, after she complained about her alleged abduction, forced conversion and gang rape in Sarava village just outside Meerut.
The girl claims she was abducted on July 31st and taken to a madrasa in Muzaffarnagar, where she was raped and forcibly converted. The main accused in this case is the Pradhan of the village, Nawab Khan, who has been arrested along with 2 other women accomplices.
The news, potential wildfire for Meerut, which has long had a history of communal violence. In a state just recovering from the communal riots in nearby Muzaffarnagar, action was immediate. The police arrested 3 of the 8 accused, charging them with rape, kidnapping and forced conversion.
We are working on all the leads, and we hope that we will come out with the truth in 2-3 days.
Already under fire for its inability to control crime against women, the Samajwadi Party government now has to manage a situation that could snowball.
ये जितने भी हालात पैदा हो रहे हैं, ज़्यादातर उसमें संघ परिवार आग में घी डालने का काम कर रहा है।
उत्तर प्रदेश की वर्तमान सपा सरकार को इस मामले को गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए।
सरकार भी और अधिकारी भी सख्त कार्रवाई की जाए, कोई भी हो, मैं भी बात करूंगा।
What is interesting is that such reports of communal tension in Uttar Pradesh seem to be coming just from the 12 assembly constituencies that are having bypolls in the next few months. With Bhairavi Singh and Gopal in Sarava village, Anusya Mathur for NDTV.
Well, lots to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about that case in Meerut and also the police data of the last few months, on which the Indian Express reported this morning, basically looking at that data and showing how communal incidents have actually gone up, particularly in those assembly constituencies, as we talked about as well, where there are going to be by-elections. So we'll be showing you those numbers shortly and talking about who really benefits from this politics of polarization. Is there a deliberate attempt across party lines to polarize, particularly in Western UP, and who is it going to end up benefiting? Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party is with us tonight. Manish Tiwari, former minister and spokesperson of the Congress. Bhartendra Singh, Lok Sabha MP of the BJP. Sharad Pradhan joins us tonight from Lucknow once again, and so does Shahid Siddiqui. Bhartendra Singh, let me ask you first. This is a very horrific, horrible, disgusting incident that has happened in Meerut, as is any crime against women, particularly a rape and a gang rape. What surprises me, though, is how there has been this attempt to communalize it so strongly by certain sections. It's become a very polarizing issue as well. I think it's because of the allegation that she was forcibly converted. But this is primarily, though, a crime, a heinous crime against a woman.
Well, we cannot remove the communal part from it because there is an allegation of conversion. And we do know that a lot of money is being pumped into the society, into villages, through the mosques, and conversion is being given a fillip and encouraged. And of course, the carrot dangling in front that you can get a job in Dubai, you will be sent to Dubai, you will marry a rich sheikh if you convert. Now, all these are a part of the written allegation that the lady has made. She is saying she has been raped, she has been kidnapped, and yet nothing is done. The DM and the SP are still very much in place.
3 people until
the people don't get together and make a noise. No action is taken against the inspector, who was informed by the father at 10 a.m. and nothing is done. Not even the report is written until 2 a.m. So why allow the people to take the law and start agitating? Why doesn't the government act quickly and accordingly? And as you just correctly pointed out, these arrests should have been made long back. This has been carrying on since the 24th July, if the lady is to be believed.
So you're saying that they acted only after things got a little tense with people protesting in the area?
Absolutely, because we have SN Beg, the SP Rural, we have Pankaj Yadav, the DM, and they believe that they owe their jobs and their postings to their political bosses sitting in Lucknow, and therefore they are not willing to take strict action against criminals. Criminals are feeling protected, and they feel they can get can carry these off. They think they can carry off this abduction and rape, and maybe they can make really big money in indulging in this flesh
But you know,
trade.
how did this turn Gaurav Bhatia into such a polarizing issue? I mean, frankly, Mr. Bhatia, this is a rather sad commentary once again on Akhilesh Yadav's lack of governance in Uttar Pradesh, and the fact that you have crimes against women going on unabated and very heinous crimes at that. And here it has turned into a very deeply polarizing issue. What is going on in Meerut?
Nidhi, I would like to first talk about the incident itself, which I think needs to be addressed. I heard the BJP representative saying that action has not been taken by the police, which is completely incorrect. Let me just let me just make my point. I was hearing you. Have the patience to hear me out as well. I have gathered the facts from senior officials. First of all, the FIR was registered within 2 hours. But a complaint was still made that there was some delay. Let me also inform him that a departmental inquiry was ordered. Though a delay of 2 hours, which he is saying, the IO or the SHO also needs to determine whether the facts are correct or not, and also have an initial probe. Secondly, I would like to tell him that 3 arrests have been made out of the 4 named persons, which again was immediately done. One of the person is absconding. By any standard, that would be called a quick action taken by the state police. Third, the medical examination which should be done was conducted by the police. Fourth, very importantly, the 164 statement of the victim before the magistrate was also recorded before a lady magistrate. Now, the troublesome part which really worries me, Nidhi, is that I have been told that the BJP leaders were trying to tutor the victim to give a specific statement. Is it responsible behavior? I would leave it to the BJP leaders to understand. Now, on the second part of the polarization of politics on such incidents.
No, but one second, Gaurav, what you're saying about... No, who are you accusing in the BJP of trying to tutor the victim here? Because that's a very serious allegation to make. Do you have a name?
I am making that allegation because there are certain persons who were present in the court precincts and they were trying to tutor the victim. The lady magistrate is there. There is a procedure that is set out, and any statement that is made under 164 is free from duress. That has to be ensured by the magistrate. But not just in this case, in many other cases, what I have seen is that the BJP, in order to communalize the environment, they are not sensitive to the need of the victim. Rather, they try to vitiate the atmosphere, which is very unfortunate. It happened in Muradabad when the 2 communities came together and they settled into an agreement. But the BJP wanted the environment to be communalized. And you saw Sangeet Som and Suresh Rana all trying to visit the site, break the law and order situation there.
Okay.
So these incidents only highlight the insensitivity that is shown by BJP
I'll just
leaders
get Mr. Singh's response to that.
When they
Mr. Singh,
forget the plight of the victim.
Because that comes back to my original question as well, that condemn a crime that has certainly been committed, because whether it's a Hindu, Muslim, any, irrespective of the religion involved here, a very gruesome, brutal crime has been committed against a young woman. And that is what needs to be condemned. Why has this acquired a communal overtone?
I agree with you. It should not. Well, in this particular case, we cannot look away, and in all the cases, whether it's Saharanpur or whether it's the Kart case in District Muradabad, we cannot look away from the communal problem, because this communal problem is being purposely created because the administration is not getting the criminals in hand and taking action against them. They are being purposely allowed to have a free day, and there is no, the criminals are not acknowledging the law and the authority of the police, because the police is serving their
but that would be
bosses.
Irrespective of religion. I think that is my point. Is that would be irrespective of what religion is it, or are you saying the SP is doing it against favoring a particular community?
The SP is certainly indulging in minority appeasement. They did it in Saharanpur. They allowed a mob of 10,000 people to gather. They allowed it to gather since 5 o'clock in the morning till 10 in the morning, the crowd just carried on gathering.
Okay.
The police carried on watching until
Nidhi, I would
loot,
like
Okay,
arson,
Gaurav, give me a second,
burning
I'll let you respond.
did not start taking place.
Manish Tiwari, just come in on this for a moment, because, you know, it seems to me, because
Nidhi,
this
can I
is,
just
Gaurav,
respond
I'll
to his
give me a
remark,
second,
please?
just let me
And
get
then-
everybody else, and I promise you'll get a chance to respond. Manish Tiwari, what is going on here? Because this seems to be very, very worrying. We were talking about this only last week about what's going on in Western UP. When you look at the Indian Express today, which is, you know, compiled police data over the last few months, a third of all communal incidents that have been recorded in UP in the 10 weeks following the Lok Sabha election result are in these assembly constituencies where bypolls are to be held. Is this just a coincidence that we're seeing these flare-ups in these areas?
Well, Nidhi, I think you're an experienced political reporter not to really believe in coincidences. You know, you need to make a distinction between a crime which has been committed, the inaction of the police, which is, of course, inexcusable in any such circumstance, and the attempt which is being made to polarize. So, therefore, you know, there is an incident which has allegedly taken place. And then if that incident is used, you know, in order to polarize society, you know, and if it is happening in and around areas which are scheduled to go for by-elections, then obviously, you know, it's very clear that it's an orchestrated attempt to polarize. And this is a very disingenuous argument that you cannot really separate the crime from the communalization of it, because these are two separate things altogether. You see, the crime needs to be acted upon, the accused need to be punished, but political parties have a responsibility that even if there is a communal overtone or a communal undertone, they act in a manner whereby it is surmounted and it is not allowed to flare up and things are settled amicably. So therefore, you know, this argument that communalization is inevitable because of the nature of the crime, you know, is a contradiction in terms and completely bizarre, for the lack of a better word.
No, so Shahid Siddiqui, who really wants to douse the flames here? Because Manish Tiwari says a responsible political organization will, you know, even if there is an undertone somewhere of something communal, will step back and, you know, try to diffuse tensions. But clearly nobody is interested in doing that here, and that seems to be the problem. Shahid Siddiqui.
That would be an ideal situation, but that is not what is happening in Uttar Pradesh. Every party seems to be desperate to, you know, regain their ground. BJP also wants to regain their ground because in the assembly election they didn't do well at all. So they want to come back, come up. Same with Samajwadi Party because it has lost the ground in Lok Sabha election. Same with Congress, BSP. So all the politicians seems to be extremely desperate to exploit any situation which they can to garner more votes and divide the society. And the law and order situation has collapsed in terms of, you know, not just the communal rights, in every possible way. More rapes are taking place in Uttar Pradesh than anywhere else. The law and order is totally, you know, out of control. And in such situation, communal incidents, more communal incidents take place, and they are exploited by interested groups, not just politicians, but by small elements at the local level. They are exploited, and which leads to this kind of situation, and politicians then jump in and try to exploit, and that's what is happening all over from Muzaffarnagar down
Nidhi,
now to what is happening in Meerut. Rape took place in Muzaffarnagar. Samajwadi Party government has not taken action against the rapes in Muzaffarnagar. So now that was one side of the coin. Now there is the other side of the coin, and unfortunately both are to be, you know, condemned. But not much action is taken.
You know,
they try to appease
either
the one side or the other.
Government is all powerful and must take responsibility.
No, but my point is, one second, Gaurav, I'll come to you. My point is, Sharad Pradhan, that when crimes against women are committed in this way, you know, frankly, it doesn't really matter which religion the person is from who has committed that crime. It is heinous, it is horrible, and there needs to be action against that. And we've been saying repeatedly, Sharad, you've been on this show so many times, that the breakdown of law and order under Akhilesh Yadav is something that is a serious concern. But you also went on record on this show to say that you believe that the SP and the BJP have an understanding on this to create, create trouble in these areas because they believe it will benefit them electorally.
You know, Nidhi, while there is no doubt that heinous crimes against women have been on the rise ever since the Samajwadi Party has taken over. And it's largely because of poor governance, corrupt police, inefficient police. But let me tell you, in this case, the police has certainly, for a change, the government has acted swiftly, because the FIR was lodged only 2 days back, and they arrested the people yesterday. So, in this case, but I fail to understand, how and why why, of course, we know BJP wants to polarize, and the Samajwadi Party would otherwise take advantage of it. But in this case, the fact that they have arrested the Muslim culprits promptly, which they did not do in case of Muzaffarnagar earlier. So, which shows that they are in a damage control mode and they are doing something. But BJP is trying to exploit the situation communally. And nobody is asking, the most glaring thing is that nobody is trying to know why this poor woman, how this poor woman was allowed to be exploited. She earns 1,500 rupees a month. That's all the madrasa pays her. Nobody questions why madrasas pay such poor salary, because of which she is in a position to get exploited. Her health, I am told that she is terribly anemic because she has suffered a lot of loss of blood on account of the surgery that she has undergone. Nobody is caring about it. Nobody is talking about it. All these politicians jump in to take advantage of the communal angle, which is a shame.